So partial fractions, we're looking at repeated roots. So make some notes, your heading, and when you're ready, hit play and we move on. So what we're going to look at today is when we have an equation which has a repeated root, how can we split it? What we do is we say we can write a over x plus 1, b over x minus 5, which is part of the repeated root, plus c over x minus 5 squared. And then we try and solve for a, b and c. So we can express this term in partial fractions. So you might want to make some notes now. So hit pause, make some notes. When you're ready, hit play again. This is the technique we use every time we have a repeated root. So as an example, we're going to split 11x squared plus 14x plus 5 over 2x plus 1 brackets x plus 1 squared into partial fractions. So let's start by writing it here. 11x squared plus 14x plus 5 over 2x plus 1 x plus 1 squared. So we're going to have, as we saw in our example earlier, a over 2x plus 1 plus b over x plus 1, which is part of our repeated root, plus c over x plus 1 squared. Just going to put brackets around that. Now our denominator is going to comprise of 2x plus 1. So let's see if I can draw a better line than that. That's much better. So 2x plus 1 and x plus 1 squared. This is, as is in the term we're trying to make into partial fractions. Now a is already over 2x plus 1, so we've got to multiply it by x plus 1 squared plus b, that is over x plus 1, so we need to multiply it by 2x plus 1 times x plus 1 plus c, that's over x plus 1 squared, so we need to multiply it by 2x plus 1. Just extend the line there. Good. Now we've got the denominators the same in both expressions, on the left hand side and the right hand side, so we can ditch the denominator. We can say 11x squared plus 14x plus 5 is equal to a times x plus 1 squared plus b times 2x plus 1 x plus 1 plus c times 2x plus 1. So we have three unknowns, a, b and c. In order to find what they are, we need to eliminate two of them. So in the first instance, if I make x equal to minus 1, I'll get rid of the a term and I'll get rid of the b term. So let's try that. Let x equal minus 1. Then we have on the left hand side 11 times minus 1 squared plus 14 times minus 1 plus 5 equals 8 goes to 0 because minus 1 plus 1 gives me 0, and b goes to 0 for the same reason. And we've got c times 2 times minus 1 gives me minus 2 plus 1. So if we work this out, minus 1 squared is 1, so we've got 11 minus 14 plus 5 is equal to minus c. 11 plus 5 is 16 minus 14, so 2 equals minus c, which implies c equals minus 2. So I've got my c. Let's see if we can work out what another term is. This time, what can I let x equal to get rid of two terms? If I look here, 2x plus 1, if I let it equal minus a half, then I'll get rid of b and c. So let's do that. So we've got 11 times minus a half squared plus 14 times a half, sorry, minus a half, plus 5, and that's equal to a times minus a half plus 1. B goes to 0, minus a half gives us minus 1 plus 1, and c goes to 0, so they're gone. This will give me, minus a half squared is a quarter, so it'll be 11 over 4, minus 7 plus 5, and that's equal to, oops, that's squared, don't forget that, equal to a half squared, so it's going to give me a over 4. To solve this side, I've got 11 over 4, minus 7 plus 5 is minus 2, which is equal to a over 4. Just make them have both the same common denominator. Oops, goes over 4, 8 over 4. So 3/4 equals 1/4 of a over 4. And get rid of the denominator, so a is equal to 3. Now, this final bit is slightly different. This time, what I'm going to do is, I could get rid of all the terms, but what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to equate the coefficients of x squared. So whatever goes with x squared, I'm going to equate it on the left hand side to the right hand side. Let's just draw a line here. Right, so the coefficient of x squared here is 11. So on the left hand side I've got 11. And that's going to be equal to, on the right hand side, if I expand that out, that'll give me x squared plus 2x plus 1. So the coefficient of x squared is going to be a. So 11 equals a. And if I expand that out, the first term is going to be 2x squared times b. So that's going to be 2b plus 2b. And with the c term, there's no x squared term. It's just that we've got an x and a number. So it's just going to be 11 is equal to a plus 2b. So I know what a is. A is 3. So I can write 11 is equal to 3 plus 2b. Take that over the other side. That means 8 is equal to 2b. And that gives me b equals 4. So I've got a, b, and c. So I can finish it off by writing this in the original equation. So on the left hand side we had 11x squared expand that fully, that's better. So we got 11x squared plus 14x plus 5 all divided by 2x plus 1 times x plus 1 squared. And that's equal to, on the right hand side, a, which is 3, over 2x plus 1 plus b, which is 4 over part of the repeated root, x plus 1, minus then, because we've got minus 2, so minus 2 plus c over the repeated root, x plus 1 squared. Job done. So I've got a few questions for you to do. So you might want to hit pause and make some notes on that. When you're ready to have a look at the questions, hit play again. And questions for you to look at. Exercise 1E, page 13. And off you go.